Hi, I'm Jimmy Chang, and we're here to talk about the definition of Arrow's Impossibility Theorem. Now, Arrow's Impossibility Theorem is used in voting theory, and it's actually a fascinating theorem that goes something like this. When voters have three or more distinct alternatives or options, there is no voting system that can convert the ranked preferences of the voters and at the same time meet the specific set of criteria for that particular method. In other words, Arrow's impossibility theorem basically says that if you have three or more options, that no voting system is perfect. In other words, every voting system runs into what's known as mathematical impossibility, because no voting system, when faced with three or more options, can rank the preferences of individuals and meet a certain set of criteria at the same time. So in other words, what Arrow is trying to say here is no voting system is perfect because the criteria that's being set is going to run into conflict with the ranking of the preferences. So there's a lot more detail to go into that, but Arrow's impossibility theorem pretty much summarizes that in detail. Because what happens is that every method has a certain set of criteria, but as you're ranking those candidates, you're going to run into things that will favor one candidate over another, and therefore you have unfair advantages. So I'm Jimmy Chang, and that's the definition of Arrow's impossibility theorem.